Good morning, everyone. How are you guys today? It's a little early, like a minute or two, but I always want to check my things out and make sure that I can see what's going on and that you guys are able to access me. So I'm just checking my iPad. Yep, I see myself, so it must be working. So I hope everyone's having a great day. Please, when you get here, sign on and let me know where you're from. I just always find it interesting to see where people are from, especially when you are from other countries. I find that very interesting. So please let me know where you're from. It's a lot warmer today than it was last week. I think last week when we were live, it was minus 17. This week it is, I think it's about 20 outside right now. So that's almost a 40-degree difference in temperature, which is huge. And so we're thrilled, you know. We don't even wear coats when it's 20 degrees outside when we go places. So it's great. The snow is melting a little bit. I mean, it's not warm enough to melt all the snow that we got, but you know, it's kind of melting. So that's good. So go ahead and, like I said, let me know where you're from in the comments. And if you can hear me, I'm hoping you can hear me. I can see myself talking on my iPad, so I'm assuming that I'm coming through loud and clear. We will hope so anyway. I hope everyone's going to have a great day. I think what I'm going to do is I think today I was going to announce the winner of the cards that I made last week. So all of you that shared the video last week went into a drawing for the 3 cards that I made, and they are right here. Here's my 3 cards. Yay. And Tracy Regalado was the winner of the cards. I drew Tracy's name out of a little bucket with everyone's name in it. So Tracy Regalado, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm probably butchering it and I apologize. Please send me an email at barb@barbstamps.com with your mailing address, and then I will get those out for you. Hello, Lisa. Oh, here we go with the glasses. I can't see. Lisa is from Virginia. Yay. Hello, Lisa. Thank you for joining me today. So I'll put these cards aside so that when Tracy emails me, I can get those out to her. As you guys know, next week I'm having my cataract surgery on Wednesday, so I will not be doing a Facebook Live next week. I'll be in surgery. So yay, I'm excited and terrified about that. I'm hoping that I can see better. Yay. So that should be fun. I wanted to let you guys know that Paper Pumpkin is going to be celebrating its 5-year anniversary. Hello, Wendy. So nice to see you. Next month, we will have had Paper Pumpkin around for 5 years next month. Now, I've been a subscriber the entire time. From the beginning, I've been a subscriber and I have loved it. It's wonderful. I love getting my little orange box in the mail every month. But a little teaser, next month, it won't be the orange box. It's going to be some fancy box. They haven't told us exactly what it's going to be, but it'll be a fancier box. And it will include a free gift that's going to be worth about $7. It's going to be, I guess we have something similar to it, but it's not this item. So this will be an exclusive item just for the Paper Pumpkin kit. So if you are already a current subscriber, you will receive that fancy kit in your mailbox next month. If you're not a subscriber but would like to be a subscriber, I would love to have you subscribe with me. You can go to barbmullican.com and sign up for Paper Pumpkin, or you can purchase prepaid subscriptions through my shopping website, which is shoppingwithbarb.com. And when you purchase the prepaid subscriptions, you can also earn yourself some free celebration rewards. So yay for free celebration rewards. We love that. I'm going to start a new host code today for the month of March. So we're just going to pretend February's over, since it basically is. We're going to start a new host code, so that'll be down on the screen when I flip the phone over. So any orders that you guys place, please use that host code and I will have a free gift. I haven't actually decided what the free gift is going to be, but it'll be something nice. I promise it won't be something terrible. It'll be something good. So, do that. What else do I have up there? Oh, during celebration, of course, I've talked about this before, is the best time to join Stampin' Up. You receive $125 of any merchandise that you choose for $99. Plus, you also get to choose an additional 2 stamp sets of your choice from the main catalog or the occasions catalog. So that can be like an over $200 value depending on the sets that you choose. And you also get a retired Paper Pumpkin kit in your starter kit as a demonstrator. So that's great. Some more free stuff, the better, right? Just a little bit about me and my story. I've been stamping for 15 years. In April, I've been a demonstrator. I signed up just to get the discount like the majority of demonstrators. I just wanted to, you know, pay a little bit less for my stamping supplies, which is perfectly fine. Lots of people do that. I was approached by a friend of mine to have a party. I said, okay. I did a party for her, got a bunch of parties off of her. Absolutely had the time of my life doing all these parties, and earned my first incentive trip a couple years after that. So I have earned every incentive trip since. I think I'm working towards my 13th trip to the Greek Isles. Ugh, crossing my fingers that I can go, because our family vacation is always about the same time, and my husband really likes the family vacation. So I kind of like the vacation without the kids, but what are you going to do? So anyway, so if you can join my team, I would love it. Love it, love it, love it. I have a pretty active Facebook group with all my girls on there, and we have a great time. So yeah, I think that's all the information that I have for the housekeeping junk. I'm sure I'll think of some more little tidbits as I'm stamping, but I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera now, and we're going to start our stamping. So here we go. Hopefully that was a pretty smooth transition and nobody got sick. I'm going to move my chair out of the way so that it's not bothering me, and we will go ahead and get started here. Let's see, what are we going to do first? Let's do this. We're going to do a project with our washi tapes, and here's just a few samples of some washi tape. I need to put my glasses back on because now I'm far enough away from the stuff that I need to be able to see. I've got some more projects here, or supplies. Okay, here's my papers for the project. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use washi tape to cover a piece of cardstock, and then we're going to die cut it, and we're going to make a card out of it. So it's going to be super cool. And we do have these sets of washi tapes in the big catalog. There are 4 of them. Let me grab the other 2. Okay, so we have the greens and yellows, the green and yellow colors. Get them together so you can sort of see. And I just keep them on book rings. I don't know, I'm kind of anal about how my... Not anal, that's a bad word. I pay particular attention to detail, and I like all my washi tapes that go in a collection to be together. There we go. We have the pinks and purples. Lots of fun. We have the blues. And then we have the black and white. All right. And I just happened to throw this Myths and Magic washi tape out here today because it's fabulous. It's so sparkly and pretty, but I'm not going to use it. But it is sparkly and fabulous and pretty, so I'll use it on something else. Today, I'm going to use the Pink and Purples collection. And I can't remember what page they're on in the catalog, but they're towards the back with all the accessories and whatnot, so we're going to use those. We're also going to use a silicone mat, just because I find that to be a little easier when I'm working with tapes and adhesives. All right, so we are going to just kind of stretch these different washi tapes across my piece of cardstock. And this, I think, measured 2.5 by 3.5. And that's not super important because I'm going to die cut something out of it, so it doesn't really matter the size as long as my die cut fits, of course. So I'm just going to stretch my washi tape across my piece of cardstock like so. Tear it off. Grab the next color that I want to use, which is, I think this is a Blushing Bride. The first one was Berry Burst. I'm trying to just butt them right up next to each other as I'm putting them on there. This one here, I believe, is Rich Razzleberry. Got to try to find the end of these things. And again, I'm just trying to butt them up next to each other. Just go all the way across the card and tear that off. This one here is the Flirty Flamingo, kind of little, little asterisks, I guess these are. Oh, it's difficult when you have no fingernails to do this kind of stuff, but yeah. We make it work, right? Some of you have long, gorgeous nails, and I envy you so much. I just can't grow a nail. And I guess I could get, you know, acrylics or something like that, but nah, it's just not that important to me to do that. All right, so then my next one, I'm going to go back to these little polka dots here. Get those lined up. Then we're going to come in with this kind of grid pattern. This, I think, is Melon Mambo. Oh, come on up there. Here we go. Get the Melon Mambo on there. You guys are just going to love this when it's done. It's amazing. And we'll get this, I'm not even sure what to call these things. I'm sure they have a name, but I don't know what they are. Okay, and then we'll grab this Blushing Bride one at the bottom, because I don't think I need to cover the whole thing because my die is a little bit bigger than that. So we got that covered up. So I'm going to use the bold butterfly dies. And I'm going to take the large butterfly here, and I'm just going to lay this on top of the washi tape, and I'm going to run it through my Big Shot machine, which is right behind me, and I'll be right back. Well, I guess I'm not really going anywhere. I'm just going behind myself here. You guys can't see me, but you could probably hear me gabbing still. Just going to get this die placed on here, and then put my cutting pad on top. Run it through my squeaky Big Shot. Sorry about that. Okay, and then look what we have. Ta-da! Isn't that cool? I know, it just makes me so happy every time I see it. Okay, so we can put the die away. I've got a piece of crumb cake cardstock here, because crumb cake's just a nice neutral color that I find works really well with most color combinations. So we'll go ahead and do our crumb cake cardstock here. And then I also have a strip of Designer Series paper that comes out of the, can't remember what this is called either, Petal Passion, something or other. It's in the big catalog. It's a 6x6 set, and it's got some really, really gorgeous patterns in it. The colors are yummy, and so I just kind of chose a purpley color to kind of go with the theme of, you know, the pinks and purples that I chose from the washi tape. So that's a 6x6 pack of paper that's in the big catalog. And since I have it out, I'm going to show you guys a few cards that I got here with this. Just kind of showcasing the paper. Here's one where I just used three different strips of the paper. Main focal point for this gorgeous paper. Here's a couple different strips of the paper there. And then this one here. So it's really gorgeous. And it makes amazing cards just by itself. Get that out of the way. So I just chose a piece here, and what's this? Is this a 1 3/4? Yeah, I think is it 1 3/4? Yeah, so it's 1 3/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm just going to add it to the front of my card. Add some snail adhesive on there, and we'll just go like so. Try to make it even anyway, if we can, right? Okay, and then our butterfly is going to go like that. So cool. We've got the inside of the card also, and I do want to add some of the washi tape to the inside of the card, just because when the person opens up the card, I want the amazingness to continue. So I'm just going to start that on the edge here, and strip it across. And actually, I should have probably brought in my silicone mat. I do like to use that when I'm working with, like I said, adhesive and stuff, because it doesn't stick. Stuff doesn't stick to it. Okay, get that excess washi tape cut off. That's got to go or it'll bother me. All right. For the inside, we're going to use the Happy Wishes stamp set. This is a celebration item that you can choose with a $100 order now through the end of March. It's got a lot of potential here. There are a ton of sentiment combinations that you can use with this stamp set. So we're going to use the Happy Birthday, because what we're going to put on the front works with Happy Birthday. A mess over here, making loud noises. So I've got some Berry Burst ink, and I'm just going to ink up my large happy stamp. And then we're just going to kind of do that in the center if we can. Pretty dang good. And then I've got the birthday, just says birthday. Ink that up, and we'll just set that right underneath the happy. So that's going to be the inside of our card. Oh, I need the ink, but I'm going to move these stamps out of my way because I don't want to get my fingers in them, because, well, I've done that before and it's really a bummer. Add a little bit of snail here to the inside panel. And I've showed this a million times, but there might be some new viewers here. I am going to add this to the inside. And what I like to do when I'm doing insides of cards is I like to make sure that the three sides that they all line up and look pretty, because I don't care about this top part here, because when somebody opens up the card, they aren't going to know any different, right? Okay, so that's going to go on the front like that. Got a little bit of this yummy, oh, I've got a scrap here, perfect. This is our crinkled seam binding, and I'm just going to make a bow here. So here's how I make a bow. I just make 2 loops. Cross the loops, and then bring that through, and then I just manipulate it. Just tugging on the tails until it looks pretty. or at least the way I think it's pretty, right? All right. This stuff is super, super soft. It's really cool. Okay. It's not wanting to... There we go. All right, get some scissors here, and we'll trim some of the tails off. And we're going to add this to the butterfly with a couple of glue dots. So when I use glue dots, I just like to press my item onto the glue dot and then release it. I find that's a pretty easy way to get a glue dot off and have it end up on my stuff. All right, so we're just going to set that like that. And the final thing I have is this little strip of cardstock. It's about 1/2 inch. And I've got another little greeting here from the beautiful Peacock stamp set. The Today is All About You, so I thought that was really cool. Hello, Julie. How are you today? This is a celebration stamp set that you can get for the $50 order when you're shopping. So we'll open up our ink pad again. Try to keep those things closed if I can, because I don't want to make a mess. All right, so this says Today is All About You. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I hope so. I'm just going to try to stamp that right in the center of this little guy. Move this out of the way. And then I'm just going to snip off the end of this, because this is going to go under our butterfly. This end we're going to snip again and make a banner end. So I'm going to snip straight in the middle, and then I'm going to come from each point on the corner into the center. Oops, that one wasn't perfect. That's because I can't see. All right, so we are just about done. So our butterfly is going to go on. Our greeting is going to go like that. So where's my glue dots? We're just going to add a glue dot to that. Slide that underneath the butterfly. How do we want to do that? Like so. And then the butterfly, we're just going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I've got the edge pieces here of some. So please do not throw this whole thing in the garbage when you have taken all the circles out of the middle. This is not trash. This is still some good quality dimensionals. All right. Poke a nail into those, peel off the backing pieces, and we are ready to stick it on our card. About like so. All right, there it is. What do you guys think of that? Let me know with a thumbs up or a smiley face or angry face or whatever you think of it. And I'll put some of this stuff away. And I've got another card that I did using the blue washi tapes. So I wanted to show you guys that one too. I thought that was kind of cool. You can do it with, you know, all the colors. The only thing I changed was, and this is the same pack of paper too. I did pick that piece of Designer Series paper out of that same package. Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to add some little dots to this card too. So I've got some of our glimmer shapes here. And I'm going to use some of these Berry Burst ones. Let's try to pick them off with the nail that I don't really have. And we'll just kind of stick a couple. How about like that? How does that look? These are really pretty. I like these things. Okay, now the card is done. They both look amazing. And so thank you guys. All right, so we will move on from these. And oh, if you when you share the video, then I'm going to, again, draw next week for the winner to win all the cards that I'm making today. So please go ahead and share the video. There should be a little share button down here below the screen that you're watching on. We'll do that through Sunday, and then I'll be able to choose a winner for next week. All right, moving on. Our next card is kind of, oh, it's kind of a fun fold in a sense. It's something called a missing middle card. I got this in a swap, and I thought it was really cool, so I kind of wanted to redo it, but, you know, with some different colors and stuff. Here's one I made for a Brush-O class that's just going the opposite direction. So this is the vertical, this would be the horizontal. They're basically the same. They're missing the middles of the cards, and so we're going to make one of these today. But we're going to use some different colors, like I said. So there's my papers, and I did choose this pattern of paper, and this comes from the Bubbles and Fizz Designer Series paper, which is a celebration choice right now. And here are the patterns. So we've got the bubbles, we've got some fun bottle caps, the lemon lime twist bubbles, the multicolored stripes diagonally, the multiple small bottles in rows, and then the bottles, the green ones that just go kind of back and forth. But what's cool about this paper is the back side of these papers are not bottle related at all. You can use them for so many things. And so this is what we're going to use today, is this Calypso Coral paper here. The bottles, oh, I did it backwards. These are the bubbles, these are the bottles, the stripes, and the hearts. So these papers are really fun. Again, free with an order during celebration. You can choose those if you decide to. All right, to start out with, we've got a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 11. And then we're going to do some cutting on that. So I folded it in half at the 5.5 inch mark, and now I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to slide it into my trimmer at 3.5 inches. And I'm just going to cut that off. Okay. Set the main card aside. This little piece here, I am now going to set at 2 inches. And I'm going to cut that off. So this piece I'm discarding, not throwing away, putting it in my scrap bucket. Hello, Mary Ellen. Hello, Sherry. And I'm going to keep these 2 pieces here. And I'll have these dimensions and everything on my blog when I post this card, probably tomorrow. So if you don't have a chance to write everything down right now, I'll have it on my blog and you'll be able to get it then. Okay, so then I've got a piece of the Designer Series paper, like I said, and this little guy measures 1 3/4 by 4. I've got a piece of lemon lime twist cardstock, which is also 1 3/4 by 4. I have a piece of Whisper White that's 2 by 4, and a layer of Bermuda Bay that is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run this piece through my Big Shot with the Simple Stripes folder. So let me grab that. Here it is, and this is shown in the Occasions catalog. It's just got some nice, perfectly spaced stripes. So I'm just going to put my piece of paper in there so that it's not crooked. This reminds me of like wainscoting. I think that's what it's called when you do home decorating. I'm not a home decorator, so I really don't even know if that's the proper term, but I think it is. And that's what this folder reminds me of. So I think it would be really cool if you had did it on some wood grain paper or something like that. I think that would look really neat. All right, we got that done. Here is our piece. And this was the piece that I cut off when I was cutting the card. So I'm going to add these 2 together. And whenever I do some embossing on cardstock, come out of there, glue, I like to use liquid glue or maybe some fast fuse to adhere it because I just feel like it sticks better when I do that. So we're going to layer that onto this piece here. Okay. This piece is going to go up. Oh, no, not yet. Whoops. I almost messed up. Imagine that, right? So this is going to go here. Okay. So we're going to do some stamping. Here's our little piece of Whisper White, and I chose the Lots of Lavender stamp set to use today. This is another celebration choice. There are amazing, amazing celebration choices this year, you guys. So this is the Lots of Lavender. So I've got the large image right here. We're going to stamp that in some black. So this is just our Memento Tuxedo Black. We'll just ink up the main image here. Make sure it gets all inky. All right. And then I will go ahead and... Oh, hopefully this is centered. I can't see. Hopefully after next week when I'm doing Facebook Lives again, I'll be able to see. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, not bad for a blind person. Okay, put the black ink away, put the stamp away. Next, we're going to bring in the filler stamp and some Calypso Coral ink. Oh, goodness, I just touched... You know, I'll just wipe it on my hand and call it good. Okay, so we're going to ink this up in the Calypso Coral. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of lay this on top of that image. And I'm just going to try to use my eyeballs and make sure that I kind of get it where I want it to be. We'll try this. And you know what? I should be using a foam mat underneath this. Well, that turned out pretty good. I can't really complain. All right. Our next step would be to fill in the 2 leaves because you get the leaves here in the stamp set and you get the stem. But I've got a trick here for you guys. I placed each of these stamps on my piece of paper before I actually put them on my block. So I laid the stamps down and then I just pressed my block on top of all of them. So now they're all going to be green. They're all on there and they're all going to go in the right spot. Bring in my lemon lime twist ink. Get the leaves, get the stems. Okay. Again, just kind of coming straight down on top. I can see through the stamp, so I can see where the leaves are. I can see where the stems are. And we'll just give it a little bit of a press like that. There is the green. And then our last trick is going to be using Bermuda Bay with the bow. The stamp set does come with a little bow image over here. So I've got some Bermuda Bay. And we're just going to ink that up on the edge right there. And then we'll come down straight onto the bow with the Bermuda Bay. There we have it. So the stamp set is actually really simple to use. It gives you gorgeous results very easily with very minimal effort. So I really like it. This we're going to layer onto this. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong piece. Was it this one? Oh. There we go. Found it. Okay, it's that one. That might be our excess piece. Okay, so this one we're going to layer to this. Find my snail. Usually, when you're losing something, it's right in front of your face, right? Okay. And we'll layer this as best we can on there. Okay. Like so. So we have that piece done. We have this piece done. This is our inside piece, and this is another little goodie in the stamp set. Isn't that adorable? It's this little kind of a rose spray right here, which is so cute. And I did stamp that in the black, and then I went ahead and added the tiny little leaf images on both sides, which I did the same thing. I just laid the two images over what I had already stamped, pressed my block onto it, and then inked it up and was able to do them both at the same time. Then the little blue dots here is another stamp in the set. So we pretty much, I think, used every single stamp in this set on this card, which I don't do very often. It's not often that I use the entire stamp set on a project, so I'm kind of impressed. All right, layer this to the inside like we do, checking the three sides to make sure that they're all good. They look good. Press that in. Hello, Chris. Thank you so much. I love these colors together. They're just so much fun. All right, my designer series paper, we're going to add some ribbon to that. And I've got some ribbon here. This is our lemon lime twist striped ribbon, I think. Yep. Is that all? It's just called striped ribbon? Yeah, it's mini striped ribbon, excuse me. This is in the Occasions catalog. It's kind of with the fruit basket stamp set. Super fun ribbon. Now here's what I'm going to do, like I always do. I like nice tight ribbons, so I tie them around something. And then I can easily tape them to the backs of my paper so that they're nice and tight. Again, just pulling on the right side to get that nice knot. Okay, so here's our lovely knot. And I need some scissors, so we're going to snip that. We'll snip that a little shorter. And I'm going to add this to the front of the card here. Oh, like about right there is about where I want the knot. So then I'm just going to pull my scissors over, snip it right there. And now I can just wrap these two ends to the back of the paper. Go about like so. And I'm going to use some Scotch tape. Tape is sticky. Did anybody know that? Okay. Go back like that. And of course, you could use adhesive if you want to. You don't want to use tape. I just like to use tape. I find it easy to use. So there you have it. I'm all about easy. And then this is going to layer right there on the top flap of our card. So I'm going to use some glue because I have the ribbon back there, which might prevent the snail from sticking really well. So we're just going to lay that, try to get it centered and even as best we can. Okay, there we have that. Fold that over again. So now we're just going to put it together. Okay, so this is going to be at the bottom. So I'm just lining this piece up with the edges of the card, like so. And then this piece, I'm just going to put some dimensionals on, and I'm just going to layer it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some more dimensionals. Here is a strip of dimensionals. And I'm just going to lay this piece of dimensional right here underneath the ribbon so that my card will stick to it. And then I'm going to put the other dimensionals down here on the bottom. Actually, this little strip might work perfectly. Yes, it will. I'm not putting anything in the center because if I do, then it's going to stick, you know, onto my inside of the card, and that's not what I want to do. So we're going to peel the backings off of our dimensionals. Again, making sure that these two pieces line up at the bottom, or this piece lines up along the bottom. All right, like so. Hold the card closed and then just bring this in like so. And voila, there it is. It's on there. And now you have the missing middle card. I do want to put a little greeting in there, a little saying. And so I'm going to pull out the Thinking of You from the Heartfelt Blooms stamp set. This one comes in wood or clear, and I did get it in wood. Sometimes if the stamp set's free, I'll go with wood. All right, and this is hopefully going to fit in here. It did barely yesterday. All right, I'm going to have to kind of sink down and see if I can get it. Woo, she's going to be close, girls. Oh, and guys, if there's guys looking. Ooh, I did it, yay. So there it is. So when you open it up, you have a gorgeous decorated inside. You could write a little message there to somebody. And there's the card. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, you guys, when I got done making that yesterday, I just was giddy with excitement. It's not every time I make a card that I really get excited for myself, but this one excited me. I really thought that was adorable. So that's our next card. So someone's going to win this, you guys. All you need to do is share the video. For me, there's a share button down there. Share it with your friends and family, and then next week someone's going to win the cards that I make today. So this could be in somebody's mailbox next week. Just going to finish trimming those up just a hair. Okay, so there is our second card. Let's see, what did I do with the other ones? Okay, now we will move on. Here's another fun card that I worked on yesterday, and it uses the new Eclectic Expressions stamp set, another Celebration item that can be yours for $50. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate the love, and I appreciate the sharing. This is our newest one. This was released the 16th of February, so it's just got kind of an eclectic mix of images. So for the card that I'm going to do for you guys today, I decided to use this one that kind of looks like the moon, sort of. It's got that different types of shading on the stamp. And what's amazing is you can do this really well with rubber stamps. Photopolymers, not so much. And so a lot of the Stampin' Up! Stamps, they can't make them in photopolymer when they want to do something really cool like these because the detail just isn't there with the photopolymer stamps. I've actually been down to the distribution center or the manufacturing plant in Kanab, Utah, and did watch them make, I've seen them do both kinds of stamps, and it's a very cool process to see. So if you guys are ever down in Kanab, Utah, stop into the Stampin' Up! Facility down there. They are happy to take you for a tour, so keep that in mind. All right. So we're going to use the moon stamp, this kind of little dotted circle, and then these little bubbly images here. And, of course, the happy birthday. And we'll use these stripes. So this, I'm almost using all the stamps in this set, too, which is, again, kind of amazing for me because I don't always do that, you guys. Okay. We've got some paper here. I've got some Whisper White, and I've got some Flirty Flamingo. And, again, I think I've talked about this a couple times. Flirty Flamingo is one of the colors that's retiring at the end of this catalog year, which means at the end of May, these will be retired. So keep that in mind when you're purchasing if you need ink refills or extra card stock of these 5 colors, the Flirty Flamingo, Peekaboo Peach, Sweet Sugar Plum, Emerald Envy, and the Dapper Denim. So there's ribbons in those colors, there's designer series papers, there's cardstock, markers, ink pads, ink refills. All that stuff will be retiring, so keep that in mind. Okay, we need our trimmer again. So this piece of cardstock here is 4 inches wide. The length doesn't really matter because we're going to trim it on the diagonal, so that's not really that important. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on my trimmer at a diagonal, and I kind of want it to be shorter on this end and longer on this end. So we're going to cut it on the diagonal. And this is about, oh, I don't even know, how long is that going to be? Let's just take a guess. I've got the card here. I don't want to show you quite yet. It's about 1 3/4 to 2 inches or something like that. So I could make it a little wider if I wanted to, maybe like that, because here's my 2-inch mark. Here's my cutting guide. So I'm in between 2 inches and the cutting line. And then this side over here is just about like so. So there's not a real science to it. It's just kind of a guess because it's not going to make any difference. And we're just going to cut that off. Okay, so we've got it like that. I'm going to put it on here and make sure it's the right-ish. And I think that will work. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Move that out of the way. Have this here. And we're going to do some kind of random stamping here. So I've got a piece of scratch paper to, so I don't mess up my beautiful grid paper right here, guys. And we're going to start out with some Flirty Flamingo and the large circle that's kind of looks like a moon. So we'll ink that up, and I'm just going to randomly stamp it. And you can see how the stamp definitely does have that shaded look to it with this rubber stamp. So rubber stamps are super cool in that respect. Maybe one up there. So you can see when I do random stamping, I purposely go off the card, you know, so it actually looks random. It looks better. I find that if you're trying to be too exact about it, it doesn't always look so good. So keep that in mind. Bring in my Peekaboo Peach here and the small circle with the little like dots or I don't know, raindrops or something. And we're just kind of filling in some of the space left from the Flirty Flamingo. Maybe right there and maybe right there on the corner. Anywhere else? We'll kind of put that away for now, and if we need to come back and add some more, we certainly can. Bring in the splotchy stamp here. Ink that up. Go ahead and add some of the random splotches around here on the card. Up there, over there, all over, all over. Okay, and this one I'm going to have to clean because I need to use it again. So my stamp cleaner pad over here. All right, so I've got those 3 colors done. And then I'm going to bring in my piece of Flirty Flamingo here, and I'm going to actually end up, this piece is going to go on top of that, so now I can kind of gauge where I want the other items to be. So I'm going to stamp my greeting down here near the bottom. All right, get that inked up. Come down here, about like so. Same thing with these little stripes. We'll ink those up. And we'll try to get those right below the word birthday, centered, pretty close. Okay, and then I'm also going to do a little cheater thing here. So this is where I'm going to end up gluing down my piece of cardstock. But I wanted to put some rows of dots along this line. So I'm going to bring this up just a hair, and I'm going to take a pencil and draw a soft pencil line. That way I'm going to be able to see where I should add these dots, okay? And so now I can just follow my pencil line just straight across the card. Like that. And now if you want to, you can erase your pencil line. You don't need to because you're going to cover it up with your cardstock. But if you're paying particular attention to detail, which I do sometimes, you might want to erase that. All right. So then this piece is going to be added with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And you can see I found a whole bunch of sheets that were partially used, right? So we're going to use them. Let's go ahead and add my dimensionals here. And maybe we'll do one more in the middle just for some stability there. Okay, peel off the backings, and they come off really easy if you kind of dig your almost fingernail into them. And so this is going to go right at the top, whoops, right at the top and right on the sides. So my layer is also 4 inches, but this is also 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay, so we have that part done. Now we're going to bring in some of that ribbon I told you was retiring. This is the Flirty Flamingo striped ribbon. And we're going to do that same trick. I just love adding ribbon, and I love it when ribbon is nice and taut on my cards. Thank you guys for sharing this. I appreciate that so much. It's only because you guys want to win the cards, right? I don't blame you. They're super cute. All right. Fold that under, pull on the right side, and there we have it. Another perfect knot. Manipulate it just a bit. Trim it off, like so. And we'll trim off this side as well. And now we're going to put this onto the card on the diagonal, because we do have it on the diagonal, and I want the knot about right here. So again, I've got the knot. I'm just going to trim that off, and then I can wrap that around. But because we're on the diagonal, the ribbon does kind of want to slide around a little bit, so we are going to put a glue dot behind the knot. So I'm just going to add a glue dot there, add another glue dot. If one's good, two's better, right? Okay, and again, we're just going to lay that about right there. Press that down. Grab a couple pieces of tape. And then we're going to wrap this around to the back. And you can see when I do wrap it, it does go on the diagonal. And then this one's going to go on the diagonal the opposite direction, like so. And that way you'll know they'll be nice and tight, okay? So there we have that, and we're going to just add that to this card front here, which is also Flirty Flamingo. Get my liquid glue out here. Add some glue. And remember, if you guys order from me using my March host code, which is right here, I do offer a free gift along with an emailed tutorial with 10 or 12 cards in it that I will send to you. Regardless of the size of your order, but you'll be able to get all the details of that on my blog tomorrow with what the freebies are going to be. So there it is. And you know what else I did, you guys? I made some more cards using the same colors, same stamps, same everything, just used different inks. So I did the moon stamp in the Sweet Sugar Plum on this card. I did the moon in the Peekaboo Peach, and then, like I said, the Flirty Flamingo. So I just kind of did the different stamps in the different colors to create 3 different cards, but yet they're all the same. And I don't know about you guys, when I make a card, a lot of times I like to make more than one, just because why not? You've got all your supplies out, you might as well. I mean, I've always got tons of people to send birthday cards or thank you cards to or whatever, so why not make more than one, right? So the pink one is going to be the one that you guys will win next week. Somebody's going to win that, along with the other 2 cards that I demonstrated on the show today, on my show. And I've got one more thing that I wanted to share with you guys before I go today. And that is the Mixed Medallions card kit. Now, this is also a celebration item. Boy, we've worked with a lot of celebration items today. This is one of the free items you can earn with a $50 order. It's the Mixed Medallions card kit, and it is so cool. I'm going to show you how simple it is to make a card with this thing. All right, so pull out the supplies. We need an envelope. We need a card. Which one do we want to make? We'll go ahead and make this Sahara Sand one. So we need a card base. The card bases come in the kit. They're already scored for you. All the die cut pieces are already cut out. They are really amazing. You get all of these punched out pieces. And if I remember right, even though I don't see it in there, I think that the kit also comes with the glue dots. Let me check here. I thought it did. Your kit, yep, it does include adhesive dots. I have moved some adhesive dots, so here's some that I've gotten. I got these in a paper pumpkin kit, same kind of thing. So you get the adhesive dots. So like I said, the cards are so incredibly simple to put together. It's ridiculous. So you're just going to fold everything on the score lines here. There's my bone folder. If you guys don't have a bone folder, I highly recommend getting one. These things are really awesome. And then we're going to fold this side panel over. Run that bone folder down it. Bring this side panel into the center there, and use our bone folder again. Thank you, Jean. I appreciate that. Jean said I have some really great ideas. Oh, that makes me happy. Okay, so then we choose a little greeting here, or sentiment. So I think we'll go with the congratulations. That's the one here. And they do have them in all the languages. That way all the kits can be sold in all the different markets that we have, and they don't have to do a lot of repackaging or whatever. So every kit gets the same thing, whether you're in France or England or wherever. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, so let's see. I think the card goes like that. And then the person could open it up and then flip up the top. So we are going to add an adhesive dot to a piercing tool or something, because my fingernails are not really there. So I'm going to just add a couple of these little adhesive dots to this little front panel here. Take the dot off. And then we're going to add this fun little scallop piece that comes in the kit, just like that. So simple, you guys, it's ridiculous. And then we're going to add a couple to along the center here of the little die cut piece. Peel off the protective backing cover. Come off there, you little stinker. There we go. And then we'll just lay our congratulations. And if you didn't want to say congratulations, you could probably just flip it over and, stamp something else if that's what you wanted to do. Okay, we've got that. And now we also have some more little die cuts, these little flowery type pieces here that we need. A white one and a white one with a Calypso coral middle. And then one of these tiny little guys right here. Okay, so these have holes in them, so let's just poke that piece right out of there. Okay, and we're going to layer these together with a little dot. Well, for heaven's sakes, my little dot had a mind of its own right there. What are you going to do? All right, we'll stick those together. Add a dot to the back. We're just going to place this one about right there. We'll add a dot to the back of this. So these cards, you guys, just go together so easy. And I think there's 4 of each in the package. And so, whoops, you can make 8 cards with what you get in this kit. So it's really a great deal, especially when it's free. That's even better. My motto is free stuff is the best stuff, right? And I'm like using a piercing tool to pick these off because, like I said, I don't have nails. And so it's difficult sometimes to work with small pieces when you don't have any nails. Okay, so that's it. That is literally it. Then you open up the card and you write your message. You close the card back up. You've got an envelope here to mail it off to somebody. There's 2 different cards in the kit, so you can choose either one that you want to send to your person. So yeah, so that's it. So those are my projects for today. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Let me find them again here. Oh, where did they go, Barb? All right, so we have that with the envelope. We have the awesome butterfly washi tape card. We have this awesome missing middle card. And then we have the one that I just made that I just lost. Here we go. With the Fleur de Flamingo and the Eclectic expressions. So I think that's it for me, you guys. It's almost an hour. I try to keep it about that. So I appreciate you watching so much. It really makes me happy to see you guys on here. And I know that everybody can't watch at this time, and that's totally fine. If you're watching later with the replay, go ahead and still share it. The button's down there. Whoever wins the card, everyone who shares it, I will then draw a winner from those who've shared it not next week, but the week after. Next week, again, I'm having my cataract surgery, so I won't be living next week. So it'll be 2 weeks from today. That'll be my next Facebook Live sometime in March, whatever date that might be. I can't think off the top of my head, the 13th maybe. Anyway, so thank you again, you guys, for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember, Paper Pumpkin's got a free gift next month. Joining my team will give you 2 free stamp sets of your choice. And then you receive a discount on all future purchases. And I think that's it. So you guys have a wonderful day, and thanks again.